Hey everybody, I'm John Granato. You can hear me mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. You can hear Josh Sunday mornings on Moneyline on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. You can also see his work on sportsmaphouston.com. He is the editor. Josh, this week Buster Olney tweeted that the Astros are in the market for elite shortstops. Charlie Pillow wrote a column for SportsMap last week proposing the Astros offer Carlos a 3-year, $125 million deal that allows him to be a free agent again at the age of 30. We've also seen mock proposals for a 7-year deal that's heavily front-loaded. Could a deal like either of those get the job done for Houston and Correa?
I think it's going to depend on what Carlos really wants to do. If it's about winning or if it's about winning and money, it depends on where his priorities really are. But to me, if I had to pick between those two, I would think the longer-term deal that was front-loaded would be more likely because that seems to be what Carlos wants. He wants that security, and he's trying to cash in. Who knows if he has another year like he did this year? This is the perfect time to cash in, get that big money. But what I like about Charlie's idea is if he did take that 3-year deal, that would kind of coincide with Bregman and Altuve being, their contracts coming in to an end also. So for bookkeeping purposes, that would make some sense as well.
Well, the problem with Charlie's idea, I think, is setting the precedent for $40 million plus a year. That's a problem. That is going to be a problem. That would be the highest paid player in baseball. That would also tell Kyle Tucker, who might have better numbers, or Yordan Alvarez, who's going to probably have better numbers, certainly offensively, than Carlos is. You're going to have to make an argument to them that they're not worth what Carlos is worth, and I think that is going to be a problem. The Astros are set on their philosophy of not giving long-term deals. I don't think they go 7. If they did go 7 and front-loaded, it helps you pay Alvarez and Tucker when they come due. But it also, again, when you got those front numbers that could be getting close to $50 million a year, and you're going to be a lot less at the back end, now all of a sudden you're setting a precedent. Now you could argue, well, it's the length of the deal and it's the average of the money that we're looking at. But you're still going to open yourself up, I think, to a lot of criticism from other players.
Yeah, I get that, but I don't have a problem with spending all the big money during the prime of their career. That part, it feels better. That makes sense to me. So I don't mind setting that precedent, but I get your point. And would Carlos want to do it? I think it comes down to winning. I spoke about that earlier. If it's the Tigers, we saw him having lunch reportedly, or we saw a photo with A.J. Hinch. If it's Detroit, maybe winning isn't the biggest priority for him. It's going to take a while to turn that thing around. But if he wants to win and he wants to make big money, you got to look at the Astros, the Yankees. And I think the Yankees are out, by the way. With all his comments about Jeter, we talked about that. There's been reports in New York media saying that it seems like the Yankees are saying they're in the market, but maybe they're just waiting around in case a bargain happens, and if that doesn't happen, then maybe they're not going to put any big offers on the table.
Yeah, Mel, maybe they're tired of big long-term deals too. I mean, they got Stanton and they got Judge. I mean, they're loaded up as well. Maybe they're not spending. Hal isn't spending quite like George used to spend. I know I spend a lot of time with Coors Light. I know I do because I like it. And you will like it too if you spend some time with Coors Light. It's cold, clean, crisp, and refreshing. I love my mountains blue, okay? I don't know about you. I'm sure white mountains, that's all fine and good. But when I look at my can of beer, it has blue mountains on it. I know that I'm going to be refreshed because it's a Coors Light. I make it the official beer of everything that I do. Make your Coors Light the official beer of everything you do. Coors Light, climb on, brother. Another elite shortstop option is Marcus Semien, 31 years old. If Semien is willing to agree to a shorter deal, which probably is going to be the case, could the difference between signing Correa and Semien just be it looks like it's just going to be the number of years?
I think that's exactly what it's going to be. It's just going to be the length of the deal, and I'm actually okay with that if they want to go forward and do that. They're kind of fortunate that, there's a lot of great shortstops to pick from here. And I almost wonder if James Click's looking at this like the Yankees reportedly are. We'll take whichever one of these guys falls to us at a value, and we're not necessarily going to go out and put a big offer on the table. Like, I wonder, are they going to go to Semien and be like what they offered Correa? Would they offer that openly to him right now? I'm not so sure. And with the new the new bargaining agreement. There's so much unknown too.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to lose their minds because why would you give him a 4-year deal? He's going to be 35. If you give Carlos an 8-year deal, he's going to be 35. Well, the difference is going to be half the money or more than half the money that Carlos is going to demand, and you're not risking that. And oh, by the way, Simeon's a really, really, really good player. We love Carlos Correa. We'll love what he has done here. But you throw Simeon into that lineup, and you're not going to lose a beat. They didn't lose a beat losing George Springer. And if you replace, I really do believe, whether it's center field with Marte or it's Simeon, I do believe that they're going to replace Carlos Correa's bat in this order. And they're not going to start to lose, everybody, just so you know. They didn't sign Justin Verlander so that they could just start to lose. And they're not a cheap organization. I find the whole thing pretty smart, the way that they're going about it, if you want to know the truth. I'm not into these long-term deals, and Jim Crane isn't either.
No, but that's just how they do business. And if you want to get 5-year deal, something like that with the Astros, you need to sign early. Do like Bregman did or Altuve did. The Astros have to see some value in giving you that long a term of contract. And as long as they get somebody, another bat in this lineup, I'm going to be happy.